retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Yeah, we ran out of patience. Boil up with the cold hard hatred. I can feel the vibration. Feet in the streets, it's a new sensation. I wanna break faces on the pavement. I wanna make greatness look complacent. Adrenaline awakened, I can taste it. We can make an impact, grab it and take it.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am the one and only DJ Storms, and I would like to welcome each and every single one of you back here to a very special edition Thursday stream, because we turn it up on a Thursday, and you best believe that that is a thing. We are live across 4 different platforms, across 4 different accounts, as of course, you already know who I am, Mr. Controversy, and the operator of the best damn X, formerly known as Twitter handle, known to mankind, and this is the countdown to Battle in the Borough, part number 3. And we got ourselves a loaded panel here tonight. First things first, thank you all for watching right now. If you guys are watching, please make sure you hit the like button no matter where you're watching from, and share the stream out on all platforms of social media. We got a loaded panel. As I said, my first guest here today is the founder of Around the Road podcast. He is a good friend of mine, and he will be on the commentary booth for Battle in the Borough on Saturday, October 19th. Please welcome back to the channel once again, Mr. Jon Blayne. Jon, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing great. Can it be October 19th yet? Because I'm just counting down the days till this show happens. I cannot wait.
History is a promise, my friend.
Hey, you know me, I'm just trying to stay.
Anyway, I could go on and on about Jon Blayne. He's a great guy. But we also got a first-time ever guest here today with us, who is co-host of ISPW Weekly. He got the supposed key to the city of Totowa, but he is a Totowa resident. He is a good friend of mine. Not many people like him, but I do. That's why I invited him on this show. Please help me welcome Mr. Totowa Tom. How you doing, my friend?
I saw you on Friday night. I want to thank you for coming. I want to thank you for supporting me, because out of everyone in that crowd, your voice was the one I heard, because you were the only one who said, I like Totowa Tom.
I do.
So I appreciate you for that. And I don't have that key that you're talking about. That was a farce. That was despicable, what they did to me, but I'm not going to go over it. And we're here tonight to talk about you. And I'm serious when I say this. I've never seen anybody be more dedicated and hustle more than you have the last 4 weeks, 6 weeks that you've been going around pushing this promotion, this card on October 19th, going from business to business. Really, you're just hitting the streets, and it is inspiring to see.
I greatly appreciate that, Tom. I'll tell you this, it is certainly not easy. I got to drag my cranky father out, but I'll tell you what, he loves the grind too. He's been writing up all these ads for all these places. I have been just bringing them to life. We've been having a grand old time, and trust me, this is only the beginning, but thank you very much for the support. I greatly appreciate you. And, of course, last but certainly not least, he is the man that has been on every single countdown show so far. He's the man who helped me co-host the last one, the part number 2. Please help me welcome back to the channel once again, one half of the Silk City Kings and the man that will be taking on Alex Ryman on Saturday, October 19th at Battle in the Borough. Big Dog Zilla himself, Bulldog Pittman. How you doing, brother?
Yo, DJ, was good, man. I'm glad to be back. Yo, thank you for having me. John, was good. You back, man. Tom, was good, family. Huh? Yeah, we up here today. Yeah, it's time to make magic. What's going on? What's going on? What's up? Hey, yo, DJ, quick point real quick. Me and my stepson, he played for a football team, Silk City Elite. And one of the moms said she seen one of the posters up around in the laundromat at Elwood Park. So I'm like, oh, she like put it in a group chat. We all gonna come. I said,
Oh my
so you know
God!
what?
Oh, yeet! I can get behind that. That's what I am talking about. It is making the rounds, ladies and gentlemen. Yo, I am fucking psyched for this shit. If you guys want to get your tickets, all you need to do is call 201-507-2577, or you can get them at the door, or DM me, and we could talk serious inquiries only. My Venmo is at DJ Storms. My Cash App is the DJ Storms. Tickets are just $25. One more time, 25. There is no extra charge for front row or second row, only 25. And trust me when I tell you, you are going to want to be in the building for Elmwood Park's first ever wrestling show in 5.5 years. But we got ourselves a lot to talk about. Hold on a minute. I think we could be getting another guest. Device isn't connected right now, so he's going to have to hold on a minute. He is indeed here, ladies and gentlemen. He is the Colossal Championship Wrestling World Heavyweight Champion and the man who will be main eventing the show. He is the Greek God, Papa Don. Mr. Papa Don, how are you this fine evening?
I am doing well. How's everyone tonight?
I'm good, man. Nice to meet you, fam. I'm Bulldog. Nice to meet you, Brody.
Nice to meet you, Bulldog.
Hi, Papa Don.
What's up, bud?
What's going on?
Doing well.
Pleasure
yourself?
to be in your presence, Scott.
As it always is. Thank you.
Now, we got a lot to talk about. We have a lot to talk about, and I'm glad that Papa Don's here because I actually wanted to start with him first. As many people know, Spencer Slade, he has obligations with the NWA. He could not make it to Battle in the Borough, and it was the Greek God, Papa Don, that decided to step up to the plate. He will be taking on the 30-plus year veteran Crowbar on Saturday, October 19th at Battle in the Borough, Elmwood Park's first ever wrestling event in 5.5 years. And my first question to you, Mr. Papa Don, dating back to 2018 and 2019 when Crowbar was doing Rescue Mania, I was at every single Rescue Mania event, and that was the first time that I got to look at you. I saw what you can do, and I really started to get familiar with your craft. Now, all these years later, after we went through a pandemic, we went through a rehabilitation period after a pandemic, after all this time, you and Crowbar never locked once over at Rescue Mania. So now that you have the opportunity to fight Crowbar one-on-one, what does this match really mean to you?
That is a very loaded question, and I'll tell you why. There's only one individual in this industry who has wrestled for every company, and that's Crowbar.
Yes.
There's only one individual who could reinvent himself over and over and over again and hang, and most likely, no, definitely outshine the younger cats. A 30-year plus veteran is who I'm talking about, and that is Crowbar. I have the utmost respect for Crowbar because he is the true essence of what we call in this business timeless. There's only a select few of us left that are timeless, and obviously Crowbar is one of them. You're talking to another one of them. I have 25 years in this business. So Crowbar and I have never, ever touched in a match before. This is the first one-on-one meeting, the first ever matchup where there is Crowbar in one corner and Papa Don, the Greek God, in another. So it's going to be an epic encounter. It's going to be history-making, breathtaking. We're not only going to main event the event, your event, but we're going to steal the show because we're not two wrestlers who are citizens of Leg Slap City that are placating to the neckbeards in the basements that are part of the demographic, like my friend Crowbar likes to state. We are two workers of the industry that make emotional connections with the fans and have them eating out of the palm of our hands each and every moment we are in that squared circle. But alas, the plot thickens. And the fact of the matter is this: as much as I respect Crowbar, as much as of a diamond of a rough that Crowbar is, when we step between those ropes in that ring, it's business. And I am defending my CCW, Colossal Championship Wrestling heavyweight title, one of the 4 titles that I have in possessions right now in 4 different companies. It will be on the line that night. So not only the people, the wrestling fans, the neckbeards, the people of the demographics, the basement dwellers, going to get an amazing contest of epic proportions between 2 legendary competitors. They're also going to get a championship match to end the night on a high note. Dude, put your car on, put it on mute when I'm cutting a promo, my friend, please. Okay, Bulldog? So, point being is this: it's business. And business being Crowbar. 30 years is a hell of a run. And I know you want to end it at a high note. You're going to do it when you step in the ring with GGP, the Alpha, and the Omega of Pro Wrestling on October 19th. So bring your A game. I know you will. You're going to need it, because GGP, and for those of you people listening don't know what that stands for, Greek God Papadon, that's me. I am going to give you the fight of your life. And at the end of the night, I will be victorious, and you will get your flowers and ride off into the sunset, being the legend that you are. And I'll be happy to be the first person to say congratulations on your long tenured career, but I'll be the one that'll be retiring you, sir.
Well, with that being said, I got 2 more questions, and then I'm going to open up the floor. I'll pass it over to Jon Blayne, Toto Tom, and Mr. Bulldog Pittman. My second question to you is, you have 4 championships, as you stated, and you were willing to put all 4 of these championships on the line against Crowbar. Now, we ended up coming to an agreement with Colossal Championship Wrestling, and you will be putting this championship on the line against Crowbar. What prompted you to not just put this championship on the line, but in our initial conversation when we spoke, you were willing to put all 4 championships on the line against a guy that you've never even faced before? What prompted you to make that decision?
Because at the end of the day, we only have one thing. That's our legacy that we leave behind. Now, I don't do this for the fans. I don't do it for you podcasters. I don't do it for anybody else but for myself and for my pockets. So no one wants to come see Papadon versus Crowbar for the umpteenth time. But like I said, it's the first time. So you should be there. I raised the stakes, putting up a championship. Initially, I wanted 4 championships to be on the line because I'm that confident in my abilities to diminish the timeless sensation known as Crowbar. Now, will it be easy? No way in hell. Absolutely not. It will be one of the hardest fights of my career because Crowbar is talented. Crowbar is very skilled, and Crowbar has the gift of going the distance. I also have those gifts. So this is like the epic kaiju battle, if you will, of Godzilla versus Kong, or, you know, the immovable force moving the object, the immovable object, whatever the terminology is. Point being is, this has never happened before. This will be historical. And if you miss it, you're going to regret it.
Well, we actually have another guest, and I'm very, very happy that he decided to join. It is Bulldog Pittman's tag team partner representing SCK Nation. He is Mr. All Day, Kenny Bangle. How you doing, Mr. Bangle?
I'm doing good. How are you guys?
I'm doing fantastic. We're actually just going around the table. We're talking to Mr. Papadon. I got one more question for Papadon, and then I'm going to open up the floor for some questions for him, and then we will move on to our next match. But, Mr. Papadon, my final question before I open up the floor, what can we expect on October 19th when you step into the ring with Crowbar and that bell rings?
2 words. Greatness, pain.
Fair enough. Simple as can be. But now, I'd like to open up the floor for some questions. I'll start with Toto Watam. Do you have any questions for CCW World Heavyweight Champion, Mr. Papadon?
Mr. Papadon, I am sure DJ Storms is very appreciative of you stepping up to the plate in the absence of Spencer Slade and putting your titles on the line. I just recently saw Crowbar Friday night in a match versus Danny Moff, in which Crowbar had to resort to bringing chairs, tables, and guardrails into the match. I hope that he doesn't do this on October 19th when he faces you. That's not how a champion should be respected, like yourself.
You're not wrong. And we are fighting in his neck of the woods. He's the hometown hero, being a citizen of New Jersey. So if he decides to venture down that path and take the quote unquote Lucasfilm approach, where he needs special effects to make the match better, I don't adhere to that level of debauchery. But if he does bring it into the match, there's an old saying, be careful what you wish for, because I'm not against using against him in order to get the W and get the victory. So, it takes 2 to tango, and karma's a bitch. He brings something into the match that doesn't belong. It might just backfire. We don't know. But again, let's face facts, guys. Look at me, 25-year veteran. I run circles around everybody in this business. The best talker, best looking. Nobody can outwork me. No one can outtalk me. Hell, I do it in multiple languages. I do it in English. Tocano Stalinica. I speak it in Greek. If I want to talk a little Spanish, mira, man, I can do that too. But the point I'm trying to make is I don't need those enhancements. And they don't hinder my ability to overcome obstacles, because for 25 years, I've been overcoming obstacles all over the world in many different companies, in many main events, in many squared circled rings to earn many championships. So this is just another day in the office for GGP.
Thank you very much, Mr. Toto Watam, for your question to Mr. Papadon, and thank you very much for that response, Mr. Papadon. Jon Blayne, do you have any questions for the Greek God?
Greek God, question for you. I know you said before you don't do this for the fans, but knowing that this is the first show in Elmwood Park in 5 years, how big is that for you, being in the main event of such a historical night?
Like I said, you obviously may need a hearing aid to go with those glasses there, bling, bling, Blayne. I want you to understand this. Papadon's home is in the main event. Do you understand that? All the shows I'm in, I'm main eventing. All the states I wrestle in, I main event in. All the countries I go to, I main event in. I've earned that spot. 25 years of traveling up and down the roads, coast to coast in this country, worldwide. I've earned that main event, and no one can take it from me. So putting me in the main event isn't beneficial to me. It's beneficial to the people who are running the show, because GGP is an architect. I draw the fucking house. And on top of that, I put asses in seats. And nobody in New Jersey likes GGP because they know that not one wrestler in New Jersey, I don't care if it's Danny Moff, I don't care if it's Crowbar. I don't care if it's Mike Donovan, Sean Donovan, Mike Donovan, Chris Cage. I don't care if they resurrect Bam Bam Bigelow and bring him back from Asbury Park. Nobody from New Jersey can ever hold a candle to a person, to a Greek god from where this all originated, and that is Greece. Corinthos, Greece, to be exact. So there you go.
Well, considering that we do have a couple more wrestlers besides yourself here, I'd actually like to turn it over to Big Dogzilla, Bulldog Pittman. Do you have any questions for the Greek god, Papa Don?
Nope. Just quite frankly, I'm tired of hearing it. But good luck, GTP.
Oh.
Listen, man, I don't need luck. Luck is for losers. You should know that.
Well, Mr. Kenny Bangle, you are here, and I'm very, very happy that you were able to make it this time. Do you have any questions for Mr. Papadon? And then afterwards, we're actually going to go to you because I wanted to get your thoughts on your big match coming up. But do you have any questions for CCW World Champion?
Nope, not at all. I think he said it all.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
He's the Sean of the team, the smarter one, too.
Well, listen, both of them will have a chance to prove their worth at Battle in the Borough. And I actually want to go to Kenny Bangle. Bulldog Pittman had a lot of words to say to Alex Ryman, his opponent on the show, or at the show. He spoke a lot about Alex Ryman on the last stream that we did. But, Mr. Bangle, very happy that you came on. Thank you very much for taking the time. You have been very, very adamant about the fact that you wanted this year to be strictly about the Silk City Kings, right? This was strictly about the Silk City Kings. You wanted to focus on yourself and Bulldog Pittman. By the way, congratulations on going to AEW, by the way. That was fantastic. Very, very happy that you both are succeeding in this industry. But as far as Battle in the Borough goes, when I gave you the call, you didn't really think too much on it, and you were able to take it. And not only that, you took this spot in a big-time matchup against a man in Rick Recon who has virtually been running the tri-state area over the course of the last number of years. He's a two-time ISPW world champion, only the fifth man to do it, king of ISPW, Ace Pro Wrestling World Heavyweight Champion. He's beaten some of the biggest and the baddest individuals up and down the East Coast, like Crowbar, like Bull James, numerous amounts of others. So I guess my first question to you, Mr. Bangle, is what prompted you to take this match against a man that you've never faced before? Because we have two first-time ever matches, Greek God Papa Don versus Crowbar, and then you versus the heavy metal hitman, Rick Recon. What made you take this match?
So what made me take this match was obviously my partner is there, and, you know, he's going up against one of my best friends in Alex Ryman. So I was just like, you know, if Pitt's gonna be there doing it one-on-one, why not? Why not?
Well, with that being said, seeing that this is a first-time ever matchup and Rick Recon has been one of the standout stars in the New Jersey, New York, just the East Coast professional wrestling scene in general, what does this match really mean to you, seeing that this is the first time that you and Rick Recon will lock up?
Another match for me. You know, Rick Recon, he's good, but, you know, check my rap sheet too. You know, I have a lot of accolades as well. So I haven't only been doing tag team wrestling. I've been singles wrestlers for a long time. So,
well, with that being said, this could very well be the biggest singles breakout moment for you. So what would a victory over Rick Recon mean? If you were to get that victory, this is your debut in Elmwood Park, New Jersey's Rec Center. What would it mean to you to beat a man in Rick Recon that has been one of the top dogs in the New Jersey and East Coast pro wrestling scene over the course of the last number of years?
Honestly, I guess it'd be pretty cool, right?
I mean, I can't really argue with that, but I actually want to open up the floor to some other questions. Let's start with Jon Blayne this time. Mr. Blayne, do you have any questions for Mr. All Day Kenny Bangle?
Kenny, my one question to you, obviously a lot of people know you with the tag team stuff. Being that you're going to be in a singles match for this one, you're going up against somebody who is one of the top names in the tri-state area. Does your approach change at all, or is it pretty much the same, no matter who's on the other side of the ring?
It don't matter. Ain't nothing changed. You know, when I get in the ring with Rick Recon, it's just gonna be Kenny Bengals, the singles wrestler. I'm stepping out of the tag team division for one night only this year, and you know, I'm gonna lock ties with Recon. You know,
It's certainly going to be historic. I'll tell you that. But let me hand it on over. Let's go to Bulldog Pittman actually, because I actually wanted to get Bulldog Pittman's response to Kenny Bangle and his approach to this match. I know that you talked about it the last time we did the show, but I actually wanted to get you two both on the stream because I wanted to hear what you had to say, Pittman. Let me hear you.
Man, honestly, dog, I know my dog Kenny cool as a cucumber, man. I know how he feeling. I know what he about to do. I know everything, bruh. Like, we game plan all the time. Every time we a tag team, bruh.
Right.
We do this. Like, you know what I'm saying? So him doing singles, bruh, is easy work. It's light work. 13 years in the game. My boy know what he doing. You know what I'm saying?
13 years
how I
in the
feel about
game. That's what's up. That's what's up right there. Let me go to the CCW World Champion, Mr. Papa Don. You got any questions for Mr. All Day, Kenny Bangle?
Yeah.
I'm sure he could squeeze one out.
Question being, you've been wrestling 13 years. Where'd you train?
Trained at ECPW under Gino Caruso alongside Eddie Andretti.
Cool.
Eric Andretti.
Yeah. All right. So with that being said, you're a tag wrestler. Obviously, I used to be a tag wrestler too. I know exactly where you're coming from. Your approach to a tag team match is obviously different than a singles match because, let's face it, there's no one to tag out to. You really don't have to cut off the ring because your opponent can't tag out to his partner. So, being the fact that your opponent, Rick Recon, is a singles wrestler and he's adhered and accustomed to the scope of wrestling in a singles match as opposed to you being a tag wrestler and obviously mastering the tag scenarios and tag matches. Do you think the fact that you are not as proficient in singles matches more of a hindrance towards you or more of an asset towards you because this throws Recon off because he doesn't know what to expect?
That's a good, very good question, actually.
Of course, it came out of my mouth, duh.
Wow. No, listen, like I said, you say I mastered tag team wrestling. I mastered singles wrestling as well.
Cool.
Fair enough. Mr.
I wasn't,
Toto-
hold on. I wasn't trying to play you with the question, bro. I was just asking a serious question. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I'm just saying I also mastered singles wrestlers as well.
Great.
Singles wrestling as well.
Now listen, he's going to be put to the test. Again, this is the first time ever match. Let's go to Total with Tom, and then we're going to move on to Mr. Pittman's match, because I actually wanted to go around and get everyone's thoughts on Pittman's match, because Pittman's match could very well become bigger depending on the result of Saturday's world title match, which we will talk about in a little bit. But Total with Tom, you got any questions for Kenny Bangle regarding his match against Rick Recon?
Mr. Bangle, did I hear you say this, that you are very good friends with the Revolver?
I am. Unfortunately,
Oh, no.
I am.
Okay, so you do realize that he's a couple of cards short of a deck, right? You do realize he is maniacal and psycho.
A little
You do realize
Cocoa Puffs, right?
that he's taking on your tag team partner. So, if you are such good friends with him, I'm beginning to wonder, what's your angle in this? I mean, are you going to side with your tag team partner when it starts to go crazy? Or are you going to go after your best friend, maybe, and help him out?
I can't lie. Listen, it's a good question.
You want to know what makes me and Alex Ryman best friends? We could throw hands anytime. So he knows when it comes to my tag team partner, he best keep it clean because he know whose side I'm taking.
Fair enough. It's SCK United. And speaking of SCK, it could very well be a big night for both members of the Silk City Kings because Alex Ryman, like we said, will be taking on Bulldog Pittman. However, I was able to speak to Steve Off, and I will be in attendance for Pro Wrestling Magic Back from Vacation this Saturday in Ridgefield Park in the Mecca, September 28th. And the main event of the show is El Oso Blanco, Bruno. He is taking on the Revolver Alex Ryman for the Pro Wrestling Magic World Heavyweight Championship. Whoever wins will go to defend the championship on my show, Battle in the Borough. If Bruno wins, he defends the title against a good friend of his, Mateo Marcelos. But if Ryman retains, he will then go to Battle in the Borough to defend the championship against none other than Big Dogzilla himself, Bulldog Pittman. And Pittman, we heard Alex Ryman cut a little promo after his match back at Pandemonium at the PAL. He actually pulled me to the side and told me to, hey, take out your phone and record this. So he said, and I quote, that in the end, you're going to have to look at yourself in the mirror and realize that you were just not good enough. His words, not mine. So my first question is, can we get a response?
I seen it too, and I heard when he said that. Honestly, this just makes everything just that much sweeter. It makes everything just that much important. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm on my A game, and I know he is too. You know what I'm saying? Like Kenny said, that's his best friend. So I know who Alex is, but I know the Revolver is coming to bring his A game, and I knew I wasn't going to get that without saying what I said, and I meant every word I said, and I'm standing on it. You feel what I'm saying? And I know he meant that too. So on October 19th, dog, it's up. That's all I got to say.
Well, with that being said, listen, Total with Tom did mention that Alex Ryman, he's not necessarily all there. When he needs to, he will get violent and he will get crazy. Does that concern you going into this match? Because here's the thing. Most people may think that Bruno has the simple advantage at Back from Vacation because at the end of the day, he's the 7-foot-tall Meadowlands monster. But in the end, it could very well be Ryman's craftiness because when he gets crazy, he gets crafty. And that could ultimately lead him to victory. Is that going to concern you when you guys step into the ring should he still remain the Pro Wrestling Magic World Champion after Saturday?
Nope. Bro, listen, bro, I'm coming in with a game plan. I already got it set up, made up, drawn up. I'm ready to go. October 19th can't get here any quicker. What's it, 2 weeks away, 3 weeks away?
3 weeks away, my friend.
I'm ready to go. Bring Alex on. Bring that Pro Wrestling Magic Heavyweight Championship on, and we're going to do the thing. Like, let's do it.
Well, listen, it's not going to be too far away from your hometown because it's just a simple bike ride. But now I'd like to open up the floor for some questions. I'd actually like to start with Mr. Pittman's partner, Mr. All Day Kenny Bangle. You got any questions for your partner going into this big matchup with the Revolver Alex Ryman?
No.
As confident as ever.
Well, look, like I said, I know my tag partner. I know he's going to handle business. He's going to stand 10 toes down. He's going to handle business.
So could we expect a new Pro Wrestling Magic World Champion?
Without a shot of a doubt.
Well, let's turn it over. Let's turn it over to CCW World Champion, Greek God Papa Don. Do you have any questions for Mr. Bulldog Pittman heading into this big match?
I like the confidence. I love the confidence. That's awesome. Number one. Number two, the fact that this may be another title match on the card, already a star-studded card in first card there in 5 years, just adds more gravitas to an already awesome, talent-filled card from top to bottom. So my question to you is, you said you have a game plan. Your partner says he has a game plan. He's mastered singles. Have you guys been training with each other, sparring with each other, trying to help each other out to get yourselves a little bit more sharper?
Hey, yeah, bro. We spar and train together every day. Every time we go to ECPW, it's me and him. You know what I'm saying? That's what we do. When there's nobody in there, it's just me and him.
That's what's up. Good.
Team Adams all day.
You're going to need that. You're going to need that come October 19th. Mr. Total Tom, let's go over to you over there on the far right. You got any questions for Big Dogzilla himself?
I've just been sitting here thinking. Last night I started watching the docuseries on Vincent Kennedy McMahon about how he started the first WrestleMania. And what you're doing here, DJ, kind of reminds me of what he was doing. What you've managed to do is put together a group of, I don't know how you did it, but you have a group of men who have brought their titles to be put on the line in one night.
Not done yet. We got 2 more title matches. We're not done yet.
It is a Super Bowl of wrestling. Is Recon putting the Ace Championship on the line?
No, but we do have 2 other title matches. We'll get into those in just a little bit.
There is a lot of titles on the line, and I just want to make sure, with all your hustling that you're doing, that you make sure and take a step back and just understand what you're doing right now. And everyone else who is on this card tonight, or actually in this panel tonight, what's happening on October 19th for the first time in Elmwood Park in 5 years. What you are putting together is probably going to be the greatest independent show to end this year.
Well, thank you. I greatly appreciate that. But we do have a big-time matchup with Pittman and Ryman. Do you have any questions for Mr. Pittman?
Well, they seem to be on the same page when I'm talking Mr. Pittman and Mr. Bengal, okay? They seem to be on the same page, but I'm still not buying it. I still think there's something going on with Raymond. He's bringing his pro wrestling magic title to Elmwood Park. Do you think for 1 second he's leaving without it? Do you think he hasn't thought about what he has to do to keep that title? Do you think it's kind of odd that Mr. Bengal is on here tonight talking about how great of a friend the Revolver is of his? I'm just saying, Mr. Pittman, have you really thought about this through?
Yeah, and Bengals, Ryman and Bengals friendship don't got nothing to do with what's about to happen on October 19th.
I hope so.
The Pro Wrestling Magic Championship is on the line, dog. And like I said before, that championship belt was like a bag of money. And if somebody dangling a bag of money in my face, I'm snatching it. That's just how it goes.
He was actually one of the first people to speak about Battle in the Borough, and he said, and I quote, that he's got a shot collar with Ryman's name on it. But Mr. Blayne, let me hear from you if you got any questions for Pittman, and then we're going to move on because I actually want to talk about Bruno's match. And I want to go around the table and ask everyone if they know Bruno and Mateo personally and what their thoughts are on this match. But Mr. Blayne, do you have any questions for Mr. Pittman?
No, actually, I don't. I just want to say, Ray, I love the confidence that you have, and I love the approach that you have. And I can't wait to be the one to call this match.
Thank you, bro. Appreciate that, man.
Well, now that we have everyone who's currently in this panel, they've all talked about their matches. I'd like to get into some of the other matches here. Our fourth match on the card, Big Bruno, El Oso Blanco himself versus Mateo Marcelos. For those of you that do not know the background behind this match, it was Bruno that spoke to me about fighting Mateo, and I took his word for it about Mateo. I was able to speak to Mateo, and Mateo jumped at the opportunity to get this match. Now, Bruno, he has known Mateo for the last couple years, and he's felt as though Mateo has gotten a little bit too big of a head. And he says he needs to knock Mateo down a few pegs. Mateo says he didn't change at all. He wants to step out of the shadow. He feels like he has a chip on his shoulder going up against a guy like Bruno, who has essentially taken him underneath his wing and shown him the ropes, gotten him familiar with the business, so on and so forth. And Mateo says that nothing else means that much other than a win in Elmwood Park, New Jersey. So I want to start with Jon Blayne. Who do you feel has the advantage in this match and why?
If I go just strictly off of how both of them look, to me, it'd be El Oso Blanco. Solely on the fact of the height. I think the height's going to be you can make the argument for both. Because while the height can be the advantage for El Oso Blanco, it could also be the disadvantage. Because if Mateo takes him out at the knees, he's the same height.
I mean, that is very true.
So I think when you look down at the brass tacks, I think it's got to be El Oso Blanco. I think I would say it has the advantage in this match.
Well, thank you very much. Greek God Papa Don, I actually want to go to you, and I want to ask you a different question here. Depending on the result of Bruno's match on Saturday, do you feel if Bruno cannot win the Pro Wrestling Magic World Heavyweight Championship, or if he can, what do you feel would be more of an advantage for Blanco? If he loses on Saturday or if he wins? Because here's the thing. If he wins, he's got more to lose in that match. But if he loses, could he be at a disadvantage, or do you think he is going to be more motivated to get a victory over Mateo on the 19th?
That is a good question, and only one person can answer that question. That's Bronco. I can't speak for the 7-footer, but if I was in his shoes, I would have to say winning the championship is what we strive for in this business, to be the top dog. We can't worry about stepping into another match with a championship around our waist or not around our waist, because we may have more to lose. If you're stepping into your ring or into your battle with a thought about losing, then you already lost. You got to go in there guns a-blazing, thinking you're going to destroy everyone in front of you, John Wick style, leave no survivors. Because let's face it, when you have 1 ounce or even one smidget, 1% of doubt, that's the dent in the armor, the crack in the armor that your opponent can, at the right opportunity, take advantage of and use it to his advantage or her advantage to overcome the obstacle and get that win. So if you put doubt in your own mind, you defeat yourself. And I know Bruno, he's not the type of guy that has any doubt in his mind. So I don't think he cares. I just think if he shows up with a strap, it's a championship match and he's going to kick his ass. If he doesn't show up with the belt for whatever reason, he's showing up on Saturday, he's going to kick his ass. So either which way, someone's getting their ass kicked.
Well, with that being said, would it be safe to say that you're taking Bruno in this fight against Mateo?
Yes.
Really? Okay. Fair enough. Mr. Pittman, let me hear you. Who do you feel has the advantage in this match and why? And let me ask you this. This is another different question that I want to pose to you. Do you agree with Bruno when he says that Mateo got too big of a head for himself? Or are you on Mateo's side? Do you believe that Mateo, he didn't change at all? He just wants to step out of the shadow of El Oso Blanco.
No, I believe Mateo when he say that. When he say that he just wanted to step out the shadow, that just means his confidence grew. You know what I mean? He doesn't need, he doesn't really need the bigger brother anymore that much. You know what I'm saying? But when you say who's got the big advantage, it's Bruno. Size, strength, experience, skill. It's all. And what I said, size is like 7 foot tall. So with size, skill, with size and skill, he wins alone. That wins alone. So I mean, I've told you before, I'm standing on who I feel is going to come out the victor in that. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't changing.
Really? Okay, fair enough. Let me hand it over to Pittman's partner, Mr. Bangle. Who has the advantage in this match and why? And let me ask you this. Who would benefit more from a victory? Do you feel as though it would be Bruno or would it be Mateo, considering that he's the guy with the chip on his shoulder in this match?
I want to go this way. I want to go that way. But I'm leaning more towards Bruno.
Really? It's a very Bruno heavy panel right here.
Yeah. Bruno, he got the height. Look, Bruno, I'm pretty sure he a little strong.
Little strong? The guy's 7 goddamn feet tall.
Well, listen. That's why I'm going with Bruno. I'm going to go with Bruno. I think Bruno could deliver a mean choke slam. So I'm going to go with Bruno.
Yeah, that's one man that I would definitely not want to take a choke slam from. Toto Tom, we're going to end on you here, and then we will move on to our third championship match. We're going to talk about a little female action on the show. But who do you feel has the advantage in this match and why? And if we are going into this match with two guys that have known each other for a hefty amount of time, two friends, do you feel as though things are going to change after the match is over, regardless of who wins? Do you feel as though there will still be a mutual professional and personal respect between these two? Toto, Tom, did you freeze up there? You good?
Looks like he's frozen.
Yeah.
I was about to say.
Oh, there he goes. He just moved.
Did you guys hear anything I just said?
Absolutely
No,
not.
you froze up there. Here, if you can, repeat yourself.
Well, I forgot really what I said, but I would like to say this, that I'm surprised that Jon Blayne is sitting here tonight after I saw him get dumped on his head a couple of weeks ago while trying to ring announce. That was pretty stupid of you, John. Which brings me to this question. I am big on what happens, behind the shadows, so to speak, when you put together a wrestling show. DJ, do you have lined up who's going to be the ring announcer for this week or for October 19th?
Yes,
Do you have the referees lined up?
Yes, I have two refs lined up, and we have John Pashota from Long Island and Savage's friend, Ken Hoover, and the announcer will be Rich Reed.
Excellent.
And trust
John,
me,
I want you to watch Rich Reed, okay,
Jon
John?
Blayne will be safe on commentary.
Okay. And who's on commentary?
Jon Blayne and Savage, and then I will be on commentary for a couple matches as well. I will be calling the main event between Crowbar and Mr. Papadon.
Okay. Very good. Continue. Put the women on.
Fair enough. This is actually our third championship match, and it's between two women that have been going back and forth virtually all year. I know that Pittman was he was caught in the middle of it during the first stream, so Pittman can definitely speak on it. It got very heated. I'm not sure if anyone watched it back, but Jon Blayne was caught in the middle of it as well. Tiffany Avatar, the Cotton Candy Princess, will be taking on Tiffany Grady. These two women are 1-1 this year. Although Grady says it doesn't count because it was technically a tag team match that Avatar beat her in, but Grady won the most recent match back in July. And not only that, I spoke to Miss Ashley Stevie of Kaiju Pro Wrestling, and she and I came to an agreement. Tiffany Avatar will be defending the Kaiju Pro Wrestling Phoenix Division Championship against Tiffany Grady on Saturday, October 19th at Battle in the Borough. So, considering this is a championship match, I would like to start with Mr. Greek God Papadon. Do you know both of these women personally? Have you seen these women work? And if so, could you give us a little insight on who you feel as though has the advantage in this match?
The champion always has the advantage in any match, and that's because the competitor has to beat the champion. The champion doesn't have to beat the competitor. You understand what I'm saying? We can win by count out, we can win by DQ, or we can lose by count out or lose by DQ and still keep the championship. So the advantage is in our favor. As far as these two competitors go, I've heard nothing but good things about them. I may have seen a couple of things from the champion. I've done a show with the Cotton Candy Princess before, and I've seen what she can do. They're both very talented. It's a who's who. I'm going to say it's a 50-50 shot of what's going to happen, but I'm going to go with the championship, the champion, because again, the odds are in her favor.
Really? Okay, fair enough. Before we move on, let me ask you this. Who do you feel as though needs the win more?
The Cotton Candy Princess.
Really? Okay. Well, I'd like to hand it over to Jon Blayne now. Do you echo Greek God Papadon's sentiments? And if so, could you explain why?
Well, actually, after this, I do have to hop off because I have an interview I have to get set up for over on.
No worries. Really,
Oh, excuse us, big shot.
Hey, easy, Papadon. Listen, easy. Take it easy with him.
Well, first, I just want to go back to one thing that Toto Tom said. The only way I'll be safe at commentary as long as Anthony Gango doesn't show up. That'll be okay.
Well, Anthony Gangone's actually on the show.
Yeah, that would be interesting. That's all I'm going to say. As far as this one, no, I agree with what Greek God Papadon said. I think the champion does have the advantage, and I've seen Tiffany perform, And even though she is the champion, I think a win here will kind of put her on sort of a bigger stage, so to speak. Does that make sense?
Yes. Yeah, I definitely agree with that.
Will definitely help. Will definitely give her a boost. Then that title going further.
Fair enough. Well, Mr. Jon Blayne, we here, and I speak for Total with Tom, Silk City Kings, and Pop Don. Thank you very much for hopping on. Thank you very much for joining. And we will be seeing you on Saturday, October 19th at Battle in the Borough. Thank you very much, Mr. Jon Blayne. I hope that you have a wonderful night and a great weekend, too.
You as well, guys. Have a fun show, guys.
Be safe.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Good luck with that Weight Watchers interview, bro.
Whoa.
Easy, brother, easy. But let me hand it over to Kenny Bangle here. You weren't here during the first stream, but I'll tell you this, Mr. Bangle. Things got very, very heated between Tiffany Avatar and Tiffany Grady, so much so that we actually had to wait 20 minutes before Bulldog could speak, and I had to apologize to him after the stream was over. But either way, let me ask you: do you know these two women? And if so, if you could explain your history with them, and who do you feel has the advantage in this match, and why? Who needs it more as well?
Let's see. Well, I do know both of them. I know both of them. I trained a little bit with the Cotton Candy Princess a little bit at Team Adams. Listen, I got in there and I locked up with her a little bit, so I know she's rough. So I'm gonna have to go with that, Tiffany. And I think she needs to win more too, because she's pretty new to the business.
That's right.
And I think she's already a standout just from her appearance.
Yep.
But a win will help her stand out even more. So I think she needs to win more.
Absolutely. And I'll tell you what, if anyone that watched the first stream, if you thought the first stream was heated, just wait until you see these two women lock up. Let me go to Total with Tom, and then I'm going to go to Mr. Pittman, and then we will move on to our standout tag team match on the show. And it's with two teams that know each other very well, but we're talking about the women's match right here. Mr. Total with Tom, let me hear your analysis on this match. Who do you feel has the advantage? Why? And who needs the victory more?
I don't know who the Kaiju champion is, but obviously she must be awesome because
Tiffany.
she's the champion.
Tiffany Avatar.
Tiffany Avatar is the Kaiju champion?
She is the Kaiju Pro Wrestling Phoenix Division champion. That is correct.
Then I do know her.
Yeah.
I do know her. I do know her because she basically ripped Tina San Antonio's butt one evening during a interview. And what made the interview more interesting for me was that as she was ripping her to shreds, there was a full-scale brawl going on in the dressing room between the Revolver and Sean Donovan, and she did not miss a beat. She is focused, and I can't see that she's going to be losing this title on Saturday, October 19th.
It's a very, very Tiffany Avatar. Bruno and Tiffany seem to be two of the top tier favorites over here. Maybe we may get a split crowd during the tag team match when we talk about that. But Mr. Pittman, I know you don't really need to speak too much on it, but I'm going to give you the floor because you were right in the middle of it all during our first stream last month. So first things first, what was it actually like for you personally experiencing the back and forth? And it's clear as day, you can feel the heat between these two women. Who do you feel needs the win more, and who do you feel has the advantage here?
I feel like Tiffany Grady needs to win more because if she wins, she becomes the new champion. Straight like that. But who has the advantage? Tiffany Avatar. Like GGP said, champion's advantage, Yeah, like it is what it is, B. You know what I'm saying? She could win like that, but I feel like now I'm a pick. I feel like Avatar might come out on top.
Really, man?
Yeah, I feel like Avatar.
You're a Tiffany Avatar across the board here. I'm not sure if she's going to end up joining in a little bit later, but man, Tiffany Avatar, if you're watching, this entire panel loves you. Let's talk about some tag team wrestling, actually. Now, tag team wrestling, me personally, tag team wrestling to me is easily the most unique form of professional wrestling. It's perhaps one of the most exciting forms of professional wrestling as well. And we have a big tag team match going down on Saturday, October 19th. I'm talking about Vic Delicious and Hale Collins, the Now, versus Micah and Seth Cortez of the Audacity. Now, I have not seen the Audacity wrestle live a lot, but I've looked them up plenty of times. I've seen what they can do in the ring, and I am beyond impressed with what they can do. I really am. And I'll give you guys a little backstory about this match, and then we'll get into our final match a little bit later on, which is also our championship match. But the Now, they were the Outlaw Professional Wrestling Tag Team Champions. They actually took the titles off of the Audacity. But then back in February of this year, I actually thought it was last year. It was actually more recent. So it's very, very fresh in the Now's mind. In February of this year, almost 8 months ago, the Audacity got their rematch against the Now at Outlaw Wrestling The Last Dance in New York. And Vic Delicious was out injured. Vic Delicious was out injured, and Hale Collins had to go at it alone. The Audacity took advantage of a 2-on-1 situation and won the Outlaw Professional Wrestling Tag Team Championships back. I can tell you this, the Now have been salivating at the mouth, waiting for their chance at redemption against the Audacity. So, considering this is a tag team match, I actually want to start off with the tag team themselves. Let's go to Kenny Bangle first. I know that you and your partner, Mr. Bulldog Pittman, have been in the ring with both the Now and the Audacity. You both have a storied history with both of these teams. And in a sense, these two teams are fighting for who is the top team up and down the East Coast. You got the Now. They are 3-time and record-setting ISPW World Tag Team Champions. They're also former Outlaw Tag Team Champions. The Audacity, they are the first ever and record-setting 2-time Outlaw Professional Wrestling Tag Team Champions. So what are your thoughts on this match? And what does the future hold for tag team wrestling should either of these teams win? Who has the match?
Well, first of all, I think it's going to be a dope match. The Audacity, great tag team. The Now, another great tag team.
Mm-hmm.
However, I would not say they're the best tag team.
I had a feeling you were going to say that.
Best tag team, we may have singles matches, but Bulldog Pittman, Kenny Bangle, SEK, the Silk City Kings, we're the best tag team. We proved that we're the best tag team because we beat both of those tag teams.
Facts.
But who do I think gonna come out victorious in that tag team match? Let's see. I'm gonna say probably the Now.
Really? The Now, really? And any reasons why? Any specific reasons why?
I want to say the Now because they've been around for a while. They got the knowledge. They know how to handle a dirty tag team. Like the Audacity. Yeah, I'm going to go with the Now because they got the experience.
Really? Well, this is actually interesting because I was talking to your partner, Bulldog Pittman, at the last stream, and he actually said that it's the Audacity that actually have the advantage because of the fact that they are brothers. So I actually want to turn it over to Mr. Bulldog Pittman. What are your thoughts on this match, if you can? For those that do not know your thoughts on this match, I know we talked about it extensively on the last stream, but for anyone that's unaware, please give your analysis on this major tag team match going down.
Well, yeah, like I said, man, Kenny's entitled to his own opinion. You know what I mean? We brothers, but you know what I mean? Sometimes, we have opposite opinions. It is what it is, But I feel like the Audacity is gonna come on the top because, like I said before, chemistry. That's your brother. You know what I'm saying? Y'all came from the same mom, same dad. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all been together all y'all lives. I just chemistry wins out a lot of times, So I feel
It's a tough point to argue with. It is a very tough point to argue with. Let's see if we do have a little bit of an argument. Let's go over to Toto with Tom, and then we will end on Greek God Papa Don for this match. Toto with Tom, what is your analysis on this match? And who do you feel has the advantage? Who's going to come out victorious and why?
Well, it's pretty simple. I mean, the only reason why the Audacity won the tag team titles was because the Now was down to just one half of their tag team. And the Now right now is on a hot streak. They just defeated Amish Country on Friday night, and they're now the number one contenders in ISPW. And I think that the Now has all the momentum going. I think they'll soon be champions once again.
Well, I'll tell you what, we have a 2-1 in favor of the Now. Let's see if we will get a majority vote with the Greek God Papa Don, or will we get a tie here? Mr. Papa Don, you said you were in a tag team. Can you tell us, based on your history as a tag team wrestler, who do you feel has the advantage in this match and why?
The Now has experience, but so does the Audacity. The Now's on a winning streak, and they have the momentum, like Tom said. But the Audacity is blood, and I know both teams very well. Shared many locker rooms and enjoyed many of their matches, not against each other, but individually their own matches, because they're very both skilled teams. I think the fans win out the most with this contest because, like you said, tag team wrestling, when it's done correct, spectacular, chef's kiss. Mwah. But when it's not done correct, it's like slapping your leg in a match. It's ridiculous. But I digress. My pick would have to be. Ooh, this is a tough one because whichever win, right as of today, right now, my mindset might change 5 minutes from now. Day of show might be a different decision, but right now I'm gonna go with the Audacity.
Wow, we got ourselves a tie right here, 2-2. I'm going to remain neutral here because I actually don't know who's going to come out victorious, and I want to see this match just as much as the next guy. But we are going to move on to our final match, and then we will go for some closing thoughts before we end the stream here tonight. Our final match on the show, we got ourselves Titan Championship Wrestling being heavily represented. Now, Titan Championship Wrestling, they got a show in Hoboken going down on October 12th called Savage Intentions. And both Tiffany Avatar and the man that will be defending the Titan Championship Wrestling Mob Fi TV American Championship. I was able to speak to Billy Fetsky, CEO of Titan Championship Wrestling. We came to an agreement. This will be our fourth title match on the show. Anthony Gangone, Dr. Sleep himself, will be defending the championship against the 21-year-old prodigy, Marcus Mathers. Now, Marcus Mathers, he has been on a roll as of lately. He recently just did a GCW tour in Japan, so congratulations to him. He recently appeared on AEW Rampage. He was in the ring with Roderick Strong. So I'll tell you this. Marcus Mathers has been getting a lot of reps in. He's been getting a lot of experience in. However, Dr. Sleep, he has been running roughshod with that championship for quite a while now. Dr. Sleep, he was able to shed some light on this match. He said that no matter what happens, when the bell rings, you are in Dr. Sleep's world, and he's looking to lock in that mandible claw and put Marcus Mathers to sleep. So I will start with the CCW World Champion here for our final match analysis. What are your thoughts on this match? And based on the momentum that Marcus Mathers has, can he take out Dr. Sleep and become the new American champion at Battle in the Borough?
Anything's possible. We don't know what may happen that day. We don't know what may happen on the way to the event. Anything can happen. Card subject to change, always at the bottom of the bill. I'm going with Dr. Sleep on this one. Because he has the champion's advantage. I know Dr. Sleep. We've done plenty of shows, been in the ring together. Haven't been in the ring with this prodigy, but I've heard nothing but good things. And from what I'd see, the guy's very talented. Could he pull up an upset? Yeah, definitely. Could anyone pull up an upset that night? Absolutely, except Crowbar. But point being is, at the end of the day, it's going to be a hell of a match. Two hard hitting, very talented competitors competing for a title. What was the name of the title? Can you say that 10 times fast?
The TCW Mob Phi TV American Championship.
That's a mouthful. That's what she
It
said.
is.
But
That is the full name.
But the point I'm trying to make is, again, Dr. Sleep, he don't mind breaking the rules to retain what he needs to retain. I know him, so I'm going to go with him.
Fair enough. Let's go to Total with Tom now. Total with Tom, we have seen both of these guys make their way through ISPW. I do remember back in November of last year, Marcus Mathers, he took Ray Calitri to the limit when Ray Calitri was the tri-state champion. I actually thought to myself that Marcus Mathers was going to pull it off at some point. And then we had Dr. Sleep. He actually reignited his rivalry with Rick Recon back in Barnegat, New Jersey, back in January of this year. So who do you feel has the advantage in this match? Can Marcus Mathers snuff out the championship reign of Dr. Sleep, or will Dr. Sleep shut down the momentum of the 21-year-old prodigy?
I'm just shocked that I've been saying the kid's name wrong for 2 years. I thought it was Marcus Mathers. It's Mathers?
Yes, it is Mathers. It's like Eminem.
Interesting. I'm going to go with Marcus Mathers because it matters. And I think he had the best match I saw last year on the independent scene. Maybe it was 2 years ago against Jordan Oliver. And he has all the tools. He's a young gun. He's a young buck. And I think Dr. Sleep will be put to sleep October 19th.
Well, based on what happened to Jon Blayne, you better stay clear of Anthony Gangone if you do decide to go to battle in the Borough. But let's go to Big Dogzilla, Bulldog Pittman. Pittman, this is a huge match, and I know that when you were starting out in the business, you were looking for every single big opportunity that you could possibly get. Let me ask you, if you were in Marcus Mathers' shoes, how would you approach going after Anthony Gangone? Because Anthony Gangone, we already know his resourcefulness, we already know his craftiness, and we already know that he can lock in that mandible claw at any single chance that he gets. So what would you offer to Marcus Mathers if he is to beat Anthony Gangone?
Like I told you before, man, like the quick and athletic one gonna get it done. You gotta listen to get somebody in the mandible claw. You gotta catch him. If you can't catch him, you can't get it on. You know what I'm saying? So I'm sticking with it. Marcus Mathers. I'm going with speed over sleep.
Really? All right, fair enough. We're going to end on Mr. All Day, Kenny Bangle. Who has the advantage in this match, and why do you feel as though Marcus Mathers is going to win? Because here's the thing, we got a 2-on-1 advantage right now. It's Total with Tom and Bulldog Pittman. 2 for Marcus Mathers, only 1, Greek God Papa Don, for Anthony Gangone. Who do you feel is going to win the TCW Mob Phi American Championship at Battle in the Borough?
Listen, my money is on Gangone all the way.
Wow.
I know him. We go way back. He's a lunatic. He's going to do whatever he can to catch that kid to put him in the mandible claw.
Hold on. Is he more of a lunatic than Alex Ryman? That's now I put you on the spot.
You know what? That'd be a good match, but I don't know. Maybe not. No, Alex Ryman. No, he's a psycho.
I don't know. Anthony Gangone, if you're watching, it looks like we're going to have to get you in the ring with Alex Ryman sooner rather than later. But ladies and gentlemen, before we get done with what we got going on, any final thoughts? Let me start with Total with Time. Any final thoughts regarding Battle in the Borough?
I've said it before tonight. I'll say it again. It's the Super Bowl of independent wrestling. Battle in the Borough at Elmwood Park. And DJ Storms, you're doing a hell of a job.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Greatly appreciate it. Mr. Bulldog Pittman, Big Dogzilla, any final thoughts for Battle in the Borough?
Yeah, Alex Ryman is up for you, dog. I heard what you said about the revolver. You gonna come in loaded? You can load it up, put 2 bullets in it. It don't matter. I'm still gonna be the first to pull the trigger, and I'm gonna go home, the Pro Wrestling Magic Heavyweight Champion, October 19th. Count your days, dog.
We'll have to see what happens there. Kenny Bangle, you got any final thoughts going into Battle in the Borough? Any final thoughts for Rick Recon as well?
Listen, I think I've been doing tag a little too long now. I think people have forgotten what I can do individually. So, Battle at the Barrels, Rick Recon, he's going to find out why they call me Mr. All Day, why I am the original king of the East Coast. I'm going to come, I'm going to deliver, and I'm going to show out. I'm planning on still in the show.
The eyes of the world will be watching Mr. Papa Don. We will end with you as you are in the main event of the show. Any final thoughts going into Battle in the Borough and any final words for your opponent, Crowbar?
The show itself is going to be spectacular. And to those who are watching this or who will watch it on YouTube or whatever, if you don't come, then it's your loss. I've been on many wrestling cards. I can honestly say this card itself, from top to bottom, is going to be spectacular. Every match is going to deliver. Every match will offer its own ingredient to the recipe. And every match is going to be spectacular. But in the main event, it's going to be the most spectacular match of spectacular matches because I'm in it, the Alpha and Omega. And I like the competitiveness that we got on this stream going because we have 3 different people in 3 different matches, and they all saying they're going to steal the show. So that's amping me up to bring my A game to another level, like a Mount Olympus level. And if I bring it up to there and I start throwing thunderbolts like Zeus, you're all fucked. But I digress. Crowbar, Chris, Devin Storm, whatever you want to call yourself. At the end of the day, my friend, you and I are both fans of each other. I can sit here, I can try to berate you, I can try to promo 101 and try to dog you out. But then I'll be doing you, I'll be doing me, and I'll be doing everybody who's listening and every fan in this business a disservice. So allow me to tell you this. You are one of the greatest things to ever happen in the professional wrestling industry, past, present, and future. You are timeless. But October 19, your time comes to an end, courtesy of the Alpha and Omega, the beginning of the end. No coincidence there. It's destiny. From the greatest wrestler alive to Pyokalitero Palistise Oloto Cosmo, the Greek god, Papa Don, GGP.
Ladies and gentlemen, that wraps up our time. I am DJ Storms. This has been the countdown for Battle in the Borough, part number 3. But before we get out of here, very important question that all must answer. We will start with Toto Tom. Toto Tom, who runs the IWC?
Wait, what?
Who runs the IWC? It's a very simple question here.
Was this part of the beforehand? We were talking about my fee.
No, this is a very simple question. All must answer. There's only one guy that runs the IWC. I know Pittman knows. We're going to go to him next. Do you know who runs the IWC?
The Greek god?
Smart man.
Oh, I'll tell you this. He runs CCW, that's for sure. But the IWC belongs to one man. I think Bulldog Pittman knows. Pittman, can you tell the people who runs the IWC?
DJ Storms, my dog, huh?
Damn right, baby. Yo, Pittman, I always knew you were the top dog. Bengal, let me hear you say it. Who runs the IWC?
Hey, my partner said it, so I'm going to say it. DJ Storm, baby.
Damn right. Mr. Papa Don, listen, you may be the Alpha and Omega Pro Wrestling, but I need to hear you say it. Who runs the IWC?
GGP runs the IWC.
It looks like we're not going to get anything out of him. We'll
Does
see
this
what
mean I'm
happens
not getting
on Saturday. We'll see what happens on Saturday, October 19th. Total Tom, you get the memo now?
Does this mean I'm not getting paid?
Can I ask you a question before we sign off?
Who specifically? Me?
Yes, you.
Go ahead.
IWC meaning the Internet Wrestling Community. Was that what IWC stands for?
That is correct.
Okay. Do you really want to run the IWC, the Internet Wrestling Community, which is like the lowest of the low? It's like the like worse than the neck beard, pimple faced, 5-star wet dream having basement dwelling society. That's what you want to run, or do you want to, or do you want to run a successful show, which will lead to you running a successful company that will cater to the vast amount of masses of people that enjoy the sport of kings, which is professional wrestling that was started by my people, the Greeks? Do you want to cater to the small minority and lose money, or do you want to cater to the masses and make money?
Trust me when I tell you, I will be bringing my absolute A game to the show on October 19th. But to answer your question, Mr. Papadon, you actually proved my point, because you see, the IWC is full of lowbrow, low-class individuals. That's why I'm here to bring all of the masses that are just in the dark. I'm here to bring them to light with my intellectual superiority. That's why I'm the ruler of the IWC, because I'm the guy that's going to switch everything around.
So you basically want to be the smartest retard in the retard class. That's what you're telling me.
Trust me when I tell you, there ain't nothing retarded about DJ motherfucking Storms.
Oh, I didn't say you were retarded. I'm just questioning. I'm just questioning where this is coming from, because
well, it's simple. The majority of people in the IWC, they got no intelligence, but I do.
Okay. All right. Well, maybe we'll see it on the next stream there, Sunshine. But I appreciate it.
You can see it on the next stream this Saturday at 1 p.m. Lightning Flash update. But nevertheless, down below, Kenny Bangle. To my right, that is Toto with Tom. Right next to Toto with Tom is Bulldog Pittman. And then down below, right over there, is CCW World Champion Greek Papadon. This has been the Countdown for Battle in the Borough Part number 3. And I will see you all on October 19th at Battle in the Borough.
I do take
Retribution! Oh yeah, we want retribution! Oh yeah, we want retribution! Oh yeah, we want retribution!